Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back. Today we're going to be continuing our journey on Mini Motorways. We're going to be playing on the Rio de Janeiro map. And if we look here at the leaderboard, we're trying to have a pretty competitive score. Definitely need to be getting past 2,000. I'd say we probably are looking for 2,500 to 3,000 if we really want to have a good position there in terms of the leaderboard. And by the looks of the description here, we're going to be dealing with mountains, maybe some waterways, but definitely some mountains. Should be interesting. So let's get into the game and see how things go. We got starting store here, which we need to connect up to houses. Those houses are going to fulfill the demand of that store. For each little upside down bag that gets picked up there, we get a point. And like I said, we're aiming for probably really want to get around the 3,000 mark, I think, if we're going to have a decent placement in terms of our score. I always like to try to segregate the different colors. So you have, purple houses to purple store, no other colors intermingling on that road. And, it just makes things simpler, especially as you get to the later game. If your roadways are very specific in that way. And let's see, we've got the green store and green houses. If we bring this around, I think we can deal with this without any issues. Let's do want that, and then you can come down there. So you can see we've kept the green separate from the purple road. I also really like to try to keep it separate for you know, the greens for this particular green store are on this road. The next set of greens that go for a different store, they're on their own road. I just find that really makes it a lot simpler, especially as the game goes on. But as is the way with this game, it gets crazy before you know it. And there are going to be times where we'll probably intermingle these roads. There may be different colors on the same road. There may be houses going to multiple stores of the same color on the same road. We will just see what kind of craziness the game presents us with. Looking at the bottom of the screen, we've got 8 roads, we've got a bridge, and we've got a tunnel. The tunnel is obviously going to get us through the mountains. I'm not a big fan of the traffic lights. I don't know that they present or are super useful in the game. So I think we will choose the tunnel and 20 road tiles. That tunnel will probably become, I am sure we're going to have a need for 2 or more tunnels in this map. Guaranteed we're going to be going back and forth through this mountain area here. As the map expands out, there's probably going to be other mountains that we encounter. Love the shadow there from the mountain, giving the vibes of the actual city of Rio de Janeiro. A nice touch. So the question is, what is the game going to throw at us next? Orange, that's not bad. Everything's pretty nice at the moment. We can put another house on there. We'll speed it up a little bit. I'll pause if we get to anything crazy. Game, it seems to be going gentle on us to start here. And just as we say that, then we get a little bit of craziness. What is going to be the best way? I feel like we're going to want that tunnel. probably just make that go straight across. That keeps that simpler. Let's put you at an angle. It's still not bad. I'm glad that we picked up that extra tunnel. It's not an amazing use of a tunnel, but I feel like that keeps things pretty reasonable. And then naturally, we've got, I wonder which is the best way. So we've got another orange store. So if we bring that up, what I'm going to do is let's run that into there. Can run that into there. And then we should be able to run that into there. It keeps that simple. We're going to get another orange house here probably in a moment. Maybe. Nope, not yet. So we've got the 30 road tiles or a roundabout and 20. I think we'll take the road tiles. Really would like another tunnel here at some point. Hopefully these two will be enough for now. I'm assuming we're going to get another yellowy orange house down here, which could let us maybe not use this one tunnel here for the green. But let's see what the game has in store for us. Purple. Kind of an awkward space for that. What are we going? Can we? House cannot connect directly to a bridge. Well, that's fine. We'll head over like that. Not amazing. It's not horrible. We could be more direct with that. That's pesky. How are we going to... I guess what we could do for now is we could put that on there. So we've already broken one of our rules. We're going to have purple on a green road just so that it can get over here and share the bridge, or get over basically to the bridge so that it can supply this store up here. Don't love that, but can make it work for now. Now we got a maybe a motor. I love motorways. 20 and a bridge. That sounds really good. I'm gonna take the 20 and the bridge. Break my normal rule of always going for the motorways, but while we were distracted there, the purple here turned into an arena or some sort of souped up consumer space, which means that it's going to need more stores connected to it. And trying to think here, how can we tidy this space up? It's a little chaotic over here. I'd really like to get that green tunnel changed up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that. Do we have enough space? Oh, that's gonna, I don't want that. Can't really get doesn't really make anything better. I was hoping I could get the green road to wrap around here so that we could access the green store without the tunnel. Doesn't seem like that's going to be doable at the moment. What I'm tempted to do, it doesn't really save us anything. Interesting. We're already, it's so cramped already. So cramped. The Yeah, everything's filled in really close. I think what we should do, if we bring this up, let's bring this up. Let's run this for a moment so that we can recoup that bridge back. So we got that bridge back. Free that up from there. We can connect that in. So that gets those three to that top one. Not amazing. I really do need something on the interior. I need to get something else to this purple, but without a tunnel, it's not super easy. Let's see if we can survive this week and then maybe get another tunnel. I like having the extra roads, but I feel like I probably should have gone for the motorway, but we'll see what the game gives us here. Another orange. Let's just bring that around behind. And we go up like that. So we should be getting a lot more houses, especially if the yellow orange here. Let's see what this lets us do. I think for the short term, even with some of these not hooked up in the most optimal way, we should be okay. We can hopefully tidy it based on what we get at the end of the week in our Sunday bonuses. A tunnel in 20 sounds amazing. Let's pause that for a second. So what do we want to do? Kind of feel like we want to revamp things a little bit here. If we take these purples and we take them through the mountain, 3 houses for that arena building there, not bad. That's pretty good. If we were to change this green road, and then we were to take these 3 and turn them into a bridge, Let's run this for a moment. See if it tidies things up a little bit so that we can, yeah, let's pause. So then the greens can come down like that. That saves us a little bit of space there. Makes that a little nicer, a little more direct for those greens. And then we should be able to connect that in. So we've got 3 for each of the purples, which is good, I think. We've got the new green store over there. Oh yeah, okay, we did get green. We did get some greenhouses for that. They're actually in a nice spot. It's very kind of the game. And then we've got a new red store over here. Not too bad. I would like a few more orange houses, I think, just to make this a little tidier over here. But all things considered, got a blue one. It's not bad. Guess we can run that across there. And then week 5, I don't think the roundabout is super useful. Let's take the bridge in 20. I think that'll be far more useful. Get that second blue hooked up to the road. Excuse me. So let's fire the speed back up, see where the game goes from here. Another blue house. That's reasonable. We can deal with that. Oh, we have another purple down here. Don't really want to make that go. I'd like that to go at an angle, I think would be better. So purple across the water. Don't think we need to bring that over at the moment. We've got another red store. I feel like we can keep you separate there, so we can just use the one red for that one to start. Oh, and there's a second one just attached right onto the road, so that works out. We've got a third one here. That is not bad. We just upgraded this green one here to be a arena. That is going to have more demand. We've got greenhouses down here, which is not super useful to us at the moment. I think we will just put these onto here for now. And we'll see if we can get more greens over there in a little bit because it's almost the end of the week. Maybe we'll get a motorway, which would make it easier. Just so many, yeah, okay, there we go. A motorway because there's so many greens popping up over here. If we need you to go that far there. So if we back that up, so So we've got 3 going there, and then we take this motorway. What? You can't go. Motorway can't go over mountains. That's pesky. So how do we want to interesting. Okay, so if we didn't make that a motorway, what if we instead took this, what if we just went over like that? And then what if we took that motorway and put it there? Oh, because it still is not going to get us over. That still isn't going to work because it can't go over the mountain. Okay. Scratch that. What if that should be connected again. What if we did something right here? If we took that out, and then if we went these are all overlapping, which makes it kind of weird, but if we come down like that, and then if we take the motorway from here, and then if we connect that across, that should get us our tunnel. So if we take, now what's the best way for this? So if we run that through, we run that over, if we tidy this all up, let me bring this over and onto that road, then we should be able to take this. No, let's not do that. Let's not be all over the place. Oh, now we're out of road. That's annoying because it's just so many. Out of road. Pesky, pesky, pesky. So if we go, let's back this all up. Let's minimize what we've got going on over here in terms of all the crazy squiggly roads that are using up so much valuable roadway. Now we do need to get something over here. Can we go around? So if we do that, blue does what it needs to do. We just don't have a lot of road. Can we? Doesn't really save anything. Back this up. If we do that, what have we got? We've got 10 road. Can we get, can we, 1, 2, keep going diagonal. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So we need, let's say whatever we can over here. That's 5 additional road. 2, 3. Okay. Cleared up a bit of the road chaos. That got us something to this purple. We just really need extra greens here, although things are holding up at the time for the time being. Really want to. I want to make this more a little tidier. We used our 10 road to get over there. We can get a bunch of these houses to that side. I feel like we should be in a better place. At least that will probably let us do a motorway in the future. I think from over here we should, yeah, a motorway in 10. So if we take a motorway and put it there, that gets us a couple extra houses. Now this is a mess. You're doing yellow orange. We don't want you there. Can we, how do we get around that? I guess we don't really. Let's run it like that for a few moments and we'll see if we can make things better. But everything's actually, even though things are a little ugly at the moment, everything is moving. And I think we're doing okay with the demand. Not necessarily great, but we're doing okay. Scores approaching 600. Still a long way to go to get to the kind of score we need for decent leaderboard. Tunnel and 20 or bridge and 20. Feel like tunnel and 20. So if we pause for a second, what are we going to do here? So we've got more blues. These blues are going to have to share. Share that roadway. Ugly, not amazing. What if we actually go and do Let's run that for a second so that it gives us that bridge back. Change some of these around a little bit, the positioning of them, just to make it a bit more friendly. Let's pause that. So that's 5 houses for that. So if we change red here, then we come off of the red there. Don't love that, but that should be better, at least for getting those blues through. Well, you need to stay there, but this is the one that I want to get around, yeah. So those are all hooked up, so we still have a lot of red that's not hooked up, but I'm not worried about that at the moment. Do we need more greens? Probably is the answer. We come down there, up there, yeah, like that. Gives us another one there. Then we get running again. So we should, those blues, that's going to be chaotic. We're going to want a second bridge there at some point. But hopefully that gets us enough cars to get things started. Things are a little chaotic, but I don't feel like they're too horrible at the moment. That's not an amazing place for that green store, but we can make that work, at least for the time being. Yeah, maybe we want a bridge now. Maybe we can get a bridge around this mountain at the bottom. I really need the road tile. Motorway in 10. Let's do the motorway in 10. See if we can. Let's see if we can clean something up a little bit. What do we want? So if we eliminated that, we said, okay, the yellow's going to have a clear path, and we're going to let's see, how do we do this in a reasonable way? So if we took a motorway basically from up here down to there, we move that like that, and then we let the dust settle a little bit because that's going to be necessary to see where we're actually at. And if we do that there, so that'll still be a lot of reds going into that. Should be able to do that up there like that. So that gives us 6 down here and 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a lot. Why is there another store over here for blue? That's bonkers. Don't want that to go like that. I want it to go straight through. Guess we will go straight up. And that means that you can come through to there. You should be able to come down to that. You should be able to go around. Okay, let's run that for a moment so we get that road all back. We've got so many greens down in this corner. So if we get a bridge, we do have stuff over here that we should be able to feed up. Let's get a bridge. Let's pause that for a sec. Let's so 3 going to that one. That should be very doable. I like that. So many blues down here too. Let's try to get a few more greens active and involved here. That should give us a ton of greens now. We're going to be on this probably too many greens, but there's going to be a lot of people to head to both of these places. Yellow, we want you going that way, not this way. And I think we need that. We need a connector across because otherwise this yellow not super helpful. Interesting. We've got another red. A lot of yellows over here all of a sudden. We can go on to just go onto that road. So we need to funnel a few yellows over there. Is there anything weird? Are there any road bits that we can easily reclaim? I don't think so. What can I do? What can I do to get back a couple of road pieces? Maybe take back a little bit of that. And then if we were to go like that, has this just short? Just short. And nothing extra there. Take that off so that connects. We'll tidy up a few of these other things afterwards, but just want to make sure we've got cars going everywhere that we need them in the short term. Coming up on 1,300. That's pretty good. Yeah, we don't have any roads. That is a barrier. Lots of road tiles. Yay. We don't want traffic lights. So if we look here, so we need you hooked back up. You hooked back up. Can these reds go? Won't go sideways. So we should be able to take that off, that, and that. That solves, that makes our red situation better. Red situation is better. I guess we can hook you into there. That makes our, oh, wait a second, don't. Accidental click. Let's run that for a moment and see how things start to go from there. We could bring these greens here down this way as well. Over 1,400 points or journeys. Purple, kind of an awkward spot. Wonder, we're funneling a lot of purples. A lot of purples to that one store. What if we took that bridge? What if we went like that? That's 5 houses for those 2 places. I feel like that's doable. We run this till we get the bridge back. We're almost there, almost bridge back. Okay, and then if we take you out this way, yeah, needs customers, but that's okay. We've got lots of cars coming. A bridge and 20 or a tunnel and 20? That is the question. Kind of want a bridge, I think. Let's look for a second at what's going on. So I'd really like to use this to get these greens over here involved. That gives 4 for this. That's not a ton, but I feel like that's going to be, I feel like that should be better. At least take some traffic off of that other road. Yeah, so many blues here. Oh, and now we've got, okay. Now we're gonna have reds coming down this road too, I guess. No, let's have you still go that way. This one can go that way. Don't love that. These reds are going to be all over this road. We're over 2,000. Things are getting a little chaotic. How do I take this through that road? It's 2 extra houses for those yellows. Let's take road tiles because I feel like that's what we really need. Let's pause that for a second. Let's bring you over there because we need more red for this up here. I think you can go to this road. What do we... I'm gonna bring this back this way. I don't love this here, but I'm trying to bring that on there, and then if I bring this down like that. Let's run that. Basically just like, I mean, we've got traffic carnage, but trying to have, we're toast up here, aren't we? So much traffic. So it was the blue that went first. Really interesting how that map worked. It really has some interesting funnel and choke points. Let's go to the menu, see where we are from that. We unlocked challenges. We need to try some of these challenges and see what they're like. Top 20%, 2,344. That's not bad. I feel like we could do better. I feel like we'll probably revisit that one and try to improve upon that in the future, but not too bad. And definitely interesting to see they definitely get a lot of personality and flavor to with each of the maps that makes them stand out from each other. Differences in how things spawn in, differences obviously in the terrain. Really, really impressive. But happy with that. I think that was a fun map. I think we did some interesting things there and not bad in terms of the score. And we'll see if we can improve upon that next time when we play with the Dubai map. That's what looks like it is up next. Should be interesting. What is that one? Definitely a lower peak on the score there. A lot of people around the 1,000 mark, but the scores do carry on up. Makes me wonder if there's an achievement in there. We'll have to do some looking and see what's going on there and what we want to strive for. But I think we'll wrap it up there for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.